Are you tired of mediocre haircuts and lackluster service? Look no further. Get ready to redefine your grooming game with the ultimate experience at NoGrease Barbershop, conveniently located at North Lake Mall and Charlotte Premium Outlets. It's not just about a haircut, it's about the experience. NoGrease Premium in North Lake sets a new standard for luxury with a full-service bar selection. Elevate your grooming experience even further with their signature drinks served during your service or while you wait. Whether you're looking for a classic fade, a timeless gentleman cut, or a bold modern style, NoGrease Premium in North Lake got you covered with their design and color specialists. Let's not forget about the importance of routine self-care for men. Their partnership with Alpha Male Nail Care, exclusively at NoGrease Premium, offers manicures and pedicures as a part of your routine grooming. Visit NoGrease Barbershop at Charlotte Premium Outlets or North Lake Mall today, and make sure you tell them that the Black Dads Club sent you. We gon' my boy starts T-ball in 2 weeks. And I'm like, damn, that's expensive.
Everything is expensive, bro. Like were we talking on the pod last week, or was that in group chat when I was just like, yo, kids are so expensive? Like,
yeah, it was in group chat.
Okay, the best thing that I did was not make another kid. Like, bro, like if it was one positive thing, it's like,
bro, I want one more, but can I afford it?
Oh man, if I get remarried, I'm definitely probably gonna semi-retire outside of the country. I could do it outside of America. I'm in a good country.
Facts.
But in the States, bro, it just is so you gotta make so much money here.
You do.
Daycare, school,
food,
clothes, food.
Bro, we have food just for him.
Yeah. Like outside of the country, it's just everything's just way cheaper.
Bro, we was speaking of, we did a DoorDash. You're gonna appreciate this. We did a DoorDash. Homeboy gonna text my wife on the app. Hey twin, what's your addy?
What?
She showed it to me. I said, cancel that order right now. So she was like, what? He was like, my phone is off. I'm working with Sprint to get it turned back on. Just send me your addy. I'll be through. She was like, no, cancel it. He was like, you OD right now. Just send me the addy.
Yeah, let's go ahead and cancel and block all that.
I said, go ahead and get corporate on the line.
How much is that DoorDash order?
I don't know. Probably $200-$300.
Good Lord. Who y'all ordering for?
A 3-year-old. That's who we ordering for. Bro, he get granola bars. He got fresh fruit. I mean, but whatever. But we order all our food. We only do we might order groceries.
Oh, Instacart.
Instacart. Yeah, okay. My fault.
I was like,
not DoorDash. Yeah, Instacart. Instacart. Yeah. My fault. See, this is how you know I don't be knowing what I'm talking about. It was on Instacart, but we ordered it from the grocery store. But we get stuff. We only order 2 weeks.
Okay.
But it's expensive.
No. Groceries are expensive. Groceries, my Friday, because I get double points from Harris Teeter for few points. So I get $1 off my gas every time I fill up. But anyway, it's like 100, 150 anytime I go in the grocery store. That's basically $600 a month.
It's just two of y'all.
Just groceries. It's me 100% of the time and him 50% of the time.
It's crazy. How do they expect us to have more kids?
I don't know. That's the problem. We're not. Nobody's having kids. Nobody's having kids except the worst of us.
Oh, okay. You know what? And this is going to be a mean ass transition. I did not do that. I did not set this up. Mike knows what's going on with the pod. He does not care. Where's the video? Where's my video? All right, here we go.
I seen some shit that's, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, wouldn't you say that a child is more of a commitment than marriage because you can't get rid of the kid?
Yeah, but you can get rid of the person.
You can. With marriage, you could divorce. There's annulment.
You lost him.
I'm saying
that's the thing that the girls are saying now.
No,
I have a baby.
I'm not going to curse.
I don't think it's a gender question. I think it's a real question. It's just so you can have a baby with somebody, and that is, to me, more of a commitment than marriage. Because you can always annul a marriage or get divorced. The kid is always going to be what connects the two of you.
One problem with that is, please don't attack me.
Shout out to Ice.
They're gonna clip this up.
Yeah, we clipping this up.
In the baby scenario, the man always don't have no say so in that.
Before we continue, he do got a point right there.
You know what? I was just thinking he sort of saved it right there, which typically he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. But I'm gonna get the Ice later.
They are kicking Mel back in for no reason. Mel is actually right here.
She is 100% right. But we get there. But he was right. Me and my wife had a debate right after that comment in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Putting away the groceries.
Yeah. He actually and nobody, of course, nobody want to give him credit because it's him, but he actually had it.
He was actually 100%, which I was like, dang.
Yeah,
we don't.
Typically, he's in off the top rope and miss.
Yeah, don't do that, my man. Because never mind. I'll tell you off mic. Hold on, here we go. Let's continue. Oh shit.
So what I'm saying is, in the marriage,
he smoked your boots with that one.
you can.
No, really did.
No. I mean, yes, you having sex with a person. Of course, I get it. But a woman gets pregnant. That doesn't necessarily mean the man wants to go down that road. He might not want this. Mm-hmm. It's not up to him. So yeah, you are tied, but that could be a one-sided decision that ties y'all.
And marriage is
in that moment. Okay. Where marriage, he has a say so.
Or a relationship period.
Yeah,
just
or the
being boyfriend and girlfriend.
Okay. I smoked already. What you guys say?
No, because we're speaking about Big Sean and.
Do they live together?
Let's. Taylor, we're getting better. So that was a clip from Joe Budden, actually episode 748, Antifa, which is hilarious. I don't know if you listened to that episode. They named that there because we'll get to Brittany Renner later. Mel said that she was a Muslim for like a week, and that was her name. Mel
was a Muslim. what people won't do for love. I'm using air quotes right here.
So she was there for like a week, and that was her name. But anyway, or Anifa. Ain't Antifa like that little things that all the Trump supporters use when they talk about racism? Blacks, that's racist?
Yeah, that's like the leftist version of Trumpers, basically.
Oh, okay, yeah. Like my old racist school teacher used to be like, yo, don't you support Antifa? Yeah. I'm like, who are you talking about? Yeah, but anyway, sorry, y'all. But they were talking about Big Sean, who did a pod talking about how when he sat down with Charlamagne, he was like, hey, I don't know if marriage is there for us. He was talking about him and Janae.
Yeah.
But
they got a kid.
But they have a kid. Yeah. So Mel presented that question. Yeah. And that was that. Now, their follow-up was Ish talked about, how... everybody kicked Mel back in, basically.
They did. They went in on Mel. And Mel she was 100% right. And she's not all the time. But she does have a point here, right? Like, the kid is more of a commitment. We've said this on the pod. Kid is more of a commitment than marriage. Now, to their point, a woman can sometimes decide that she wants to move forward with a child versus in marriage, right? Both people have to be moving in the same direction. Mm-hmm. And that's why marriage is better than just having children, because you've already agreed to both head in the same direction. Whereas if someone ends up pregnant, like, the only thing you agreed upon is sex.
Facts.
So that is what makes out of wedlock problematic. But now you are attached to that person, unless you just about to do some New York dude stuff and just be like, the hell with the kid.
So I put it like this, because I wrote Ice. Shout out to Freeze. He's a great guy. And I told him, I was like, well, I wrote in the community, I said, yo, this is so disappointing to hear, because where we stand at, kids out of wedlock babies never benefit black men at all. And so when I look at that and you saying, hey, is marriage more of a commitment than kids? Or is kids more of the commitment? It's like, yeah, bro, because if you having a kid out of wedlock, and I'm not talking to Joe, who's in the 1%. I'm not talking to Ish, Ice, or Queens Flip, and Parks. I did laugh that Parks was quiet throughout this whole thing. The only guy who community don't spread dumb logic like this was quiet. I thought that was interesting. I also thought that Ish, Ice, and Queens Flip, who all are part of the 5, maybe 10% of, like, I'm talking about wealth in this country. They are spewing things that the average black man at 30 who makes 40 grand cannot afford to do. You cannot afford to have paying 2 rents. You can't afford to be paying daycare by yourself. You can't afford to be paying groceries in her house and your house. You know what I'm saying?
Even if it's just child support. Like, I mean, if you get hit for child support, $800-900, a month. Like, most men now living in the hood.
Facts.
Like, you can't stay in a decent area, right? Or if you work blue collar, it's like, yo, she wants help. She wants more help. She wants you to come get the kid. And you're like, yo, take the kid where?
Yeah.
I only got a 1-bedroom, right? Come
Absolutely.
Pick the kid up when? I got to work overtime. So you just have this situation where everything just gets worse and worse from a quote unquote moment of love.
Absolutely. So that's why I heard that, and it was honestly disappointing because, when me and my wife when we were dating, we had the conversation like, yo, how many kids you want? I have been dating girls who said, hey, I do not want children. Guess what? We didn't last too much longer after that. Why? Because I respect her thing. I wasn't even trying to change her logic. You know what I'm saying? So you talking about that versus, hey, we have sex one night. I have a kid with you. And now I'm stuck with you. We're going to get to Rick Ross' baby mom wanting money, you know, when her kid is a grown man. You know what I'm saying? Their son is a grown man now, technically. So it's like, hey, versus, hey, if we marry, I can opt out. And if we don't have kids, cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, yo, what are we doing here? And I hate that we keep spreading this logic in particular.
No babies out of wedlock, man.
Please don't do it.
Look, I'm for date who you want, go where you want, be where you want to be, and don't have kids. Like, I know everybody was bashing, you know, Tracy Ellis Ross on all the blogs because, you know, she took the topless pic or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo,
she look good.
I congratulate her for not having kids, right? If she is hard to deal with, and if she is attention seeking, if she is selfish, I don't know. But I mean, I would say these are still thirst traps, right? Yeah, so if she's still thirst trapping in her 50s, right? I applaud her for not bringing a man or a child into that environment. I applaud her for that. So, you know, I'm for a woman going into her 50s doing what she want to do. If she doesn't have kids and if she's not marrying men and ruining their lives, I think she's well allowed to do whatever she wants. She has agency, you know. But when you bring kids in, I do think that there has to be a maturation because this person that you have brought into the world, they can't do anything for themselves. Their thoughts, you know, their religions, their gender, how they're going to treat people. All these things are influenced by the care of the person that they've been endowed to, which is most of the time their parents, their mother. And if you give them both parents, they get balance. I think one of the biggest things that we do not talk about in the black community is that we're unbalanced because it is a matriarchy and the men have no say so, right? Like Ice. Like Ice said, right? He was like, yo, sometimes the women get the kids and the men have no say so. That is very, very prominent in our community. And now you have children that was born in the 80s, right? That are grown-ups now, right? They're in their late 30s, 40s, right? And they're performing like someone that was raised without a dad. We won't address that, or at least without the influence of a dad. They might have a father in their life, or they might have access, but like the woman called all the shots. Yeah. And now you have the results of basically, you know, mother-led homes. And we're afraid to say it out loud because God forbid we assign credit where credit is due.
And you know, also what was disappointing listening to Flip. And I respect Flip, Queen's Flip. I knew him before. I didn't know he did skits until he got on Joe Budden. I just knew him from battle rap. But as a man who don't live a lot of the stuff that he talks about, I don't know if some of his opinions are performative. I'm assuming they are.
I would assume so. Yeah.
And I assume a lot of them. I always refer to y'all tag at the beginning of the podcast, and I take it as a grain of salt. And when I take it, I understand. So y'all opinions as a grain of salt. So for Flip to sit there and say, nah, I'm gonna go on the thing of marriage is more of a commitment than the kid. To me, I'm like, bro, but you married with kids. Your wife, you go home every night to your wife. Your kids are with you. Your son is your damn near security manager, a road manager, whatever he is, you know, which is dope, which is a beautiful thing. It's like, yo, you're not living in a broken home.
You know who else does that? White women on the right, feminists. They do the exact same thing where they're like, you don't need a man. You don't need to have kids, and then they go home to their husband and kids.
Absolutely, it's a joke, and so that just
is a joke.
But I think Flip, I understand a lot of his stuff is performative. That surprised me, and then I was just laughing at Parks, who also got married. His wife is pregnant, who's not creating a broken home. Sat there silent, and I would have loved to hear Parks say, "Hey, in my community, we don't encourage this bullshit."
Boy, yeah, he would have lost his job.
He would have,
because people would have counseled him. Because so many. We don't do nuance on the internet very, very well.
Not at all.
So yeah, and you know it's good he did, right? Because on one hand, because it becomes like punching down, right? Because all blacks aren't doing this, right? It's just the loudest blacks, right? It's the internet blacks, it's the Twitter blacks, it's the Reddit blacks, it's the Instagram blacks, right? Like the LinkedIn blacks.
Yeah.
are home with their families, right?
Yeah.
So
they on LinkedIn.
Yeah. So it's like it is one of those things where it's like there's this ideal that like, hey, I think when we did the study, it showed that like it's less than like 10% of the men, right, that are responsible for multiple fertility partners when it comes to that's it, right? And then and I think if you take out married men, like men who actually have multiple fertility partners but end up marrying one of the women they have children with, it ends up being like less than 10% of men, right? So basically, like it's a small subset of ain't shit motherfuckers, right? That's impregnated. We passed 8 minutes. Okay, we passed it, right? that is out here impregnating like solid ladies, and the ladies, y'all got a lot to answer for off of Twitter and Reddit about having sex with an insatiable man versus a man you want to marry, right? but there is like the small subset of guys that are out here causing all the problems, and then all men have to kind of take the burden of what men do.
Facts. I want to welcome everybody to episode 150. We finally freaking made it. Hold on. It's a hand clap. I was going to do more gunshots, but it's a lag in our gunshot sound, but whatever, man. I want to welcome everybody to the Black Dads Club. I am your host, Gavin, aka Coke, aka whatever you want to call me. This is the greatest host, the creator of the show, Pastor Mike Will. Yo, we made it to 150.
Appreciate that intro, man. I would say, I'm looking forward to the next 150. Let's get that income up,
please, because we trying to get up out of here, man. 150 has been amazing. This episode, we'll get to that 150. This episode is brought to you by, sponsored by, paid by NoGrease Barbershop. The man, look, I did not mean to laugh at you, Ed. That is on me. Shout out to NoGrease at Premium Outlets and North Lake Mall. We really appreciate you for believing. It takes one.
Takes one, man.
And just believing in us, trusting in us, and actually being a listener.
Yeah.
When he came by and talked to me, he was like, he said something that was so deep in the podcast. I was like, you heard that part? He's like, yeah. Me and my wife had to have a discussion about it. I'm like, oh shoot.
Hey man, I appreciate and look, the first 150 has been a learning experience. We've became much better.
Facts.
So, I mean, I can only imagine what the next 50, 100, 150 are going to look like. So,
absolutely.
There's things where we know we have to do to get the pod to the next level.
Facts.
So, let's go ahead and let's grind, man. Let's go ahead and anchor in, man, and make this thing what it can be. Because black men deserve a safe space to be themselves, right? Like we deserve a space where it's barbershop talk. Because I don't even know if you can have barbershop talk in the barbershop anymore.
Me and Ed had that conversation because I told him about our Discord. We do have a Discord. If you wanna know it, I'll link it in the episode. And I told him, I was like, yeah, where we got the ladies talking is the barbershop. And he was like, huh? I was like, well, now when we go in the barbershop, he's like, yeah, it is a lot of women there. So you got to be careful. I said, we got more women barbers. They're nice. I'm not saying no complaints there.
Yeah.
But some of the ladies just sit in there and they want to talk too. So it's just funny, man. The last 150 has been interesting. From the first 40 that we've deleted, that was terrible. And then like watching the growth. It's funny when I was talking to shout out to Hair Wraps and Lipsticks. I was talking to one of their hosts and I was like, man, the hardest part is it's so easy to fudge podcast numbers. And that's what get a lot of podcasters out of here.
Yeah.
They paying for the clicks, the views, the likes. And then what happens is I was telling Ed, I said, I'd rather tell you that we only got 10 listeners so that when you book us for a live show, that maybe only 6 or 7 people show up versus telling you that we got 700 listeners. And then when you do the live show, when 6 people show up, you just like, what the hell happened?
Yeah.
And I said, me and Mike came from a place where we were working when we had 15 listeners. Like, all right, keep these 15 listeners engaged. You know what I'm saying? Then it moved, and then it moved, and then you crossed the 100 mark, and then you crossed the 200 mark, then you crossed the 300 mark. Now it's like, let's keep these people, these hundreds of people engaged. So I'm appreciative of that. We missed the episode last week because I got back from Vegas. Let me tell y'all something. If you are going on an airplane, get to the airports early.
Yeah, they say Charlotte is wow right now.
Bro, we were supposed to get to Vegas at 6 o'clock. Me and my pops got there at 10:30.
That's insane. How long were y'all delayed in Charlotte?
we was delayed like 2 hours. And then when we got on the runway, we was delayed 45 minutes because nobody brung water on the plane. They had one bottle of water and we had to wait 45 minutes. Vegas was amazing. My dad is hilarious. I will say this, and I ain't gonna harp on Vegas too long, because what happens in Vegas only happens in Vegas. That's the new lingo out there. We was on Old Vegas, right? And so I'm coming out one of the old ass, casinos, and I make eye contact with this black girl, and I'm like, oh my gosh, here we go. You know the little girls that walk around, they take pictures with you?
Yeah.
Man, they had a baton and handcuffs, and the first thing my pops do when he see them walking up to us, he just puts his hands up. So these girls act like they was fake, handcuffing my dad. Then they started spanking him with the baton, and I'm just like, yo, what are we doing here? And so it was funny. They was a good sport, man, but it was cool watching him gamble. I ran into some people that I knew out there. I asked him, did he want to go back for my birthday in April? He said he'll let me know. But he had a good time, man. He got the rest. We went to the pool party. Shout out to DJ Mustard. He played Not Like Us 3 times in a row. I told Mike if he played a 4th time, I was going to FaceTime him, but he didn't.
What pool party was that?
Towel Beach.
Okay.
Behind the Venetian. But it was a cool time, man. It was cool. We got to go tour Raiders Stadium.
I got to go back out to Vegas, but it has just gotten so expensive. Like Vegas used to be cheap.
Yeah.
And now it is not, because between the hockey team winning championships, the ladies basketball's winning championship. They have the NFL team out there now. You have summer league. Like there used to be a time where you could go to Vegas where you'd be able to catch a good special. Basically, it used to be like September, but like July to like October. That's gone now. Between summer league, women's basketball, and the Raiders, it's like, yo, you're gonna pay a premium to go to Vegas.
Bro,
now.
we went to go see the stadium, and they couldn't even show us some of the stadium because they had like a tour that they were setting up. Like a concert they were setting up like a week later.
That's insane. Like Vegas is where it's at right now.
It is where it's at. Oh, the funniest part before we go to the next part. My dad had me crying. We're sitting there and he looking in the room. He's like, man, this is the first hotel I ever been to that don't have a Bible in it. And I was like, why are you looking for a Bible?
Like, that old school.
He is. And I was thinking about it, and I was talking to somebody. They was like, they put Bibles in hotels. I'm like, oh my gosh, you heathens out here. Yes.
That was the Gideons. I don't know. Maybe the Gideons don't do it anymore. Maybe they just feel like Vegas is a waste.
Yeah. What you need it for? Like,
I mean, Vegas is probably where you definitely need a Bible.
Absolutely. Question. Should you tip strippers?
To do what? Like what I'm giving you money. I'm giving you 20% on the money that I've already thrown on the stage. Like what the fuck are we doing? America got to stop this shit, man. We don't have to tip everybody for everything, man.
Do you tip strippers? Because like it's just a question that I have. So I have a homegirl who dances out there, and so
I throw $100 and then I need to give.
She was mad because she said whoever she was dancing with. I was just talking to her randomly. She was like, "Yo, we got done dancing. I asked dude for my tip, and he said no."
So she paid. First off, what does a private dance cost in Vegas now? Was it even a private dance, or was it like just a regular?
No. She said they went into one of the rooms.
Okay, so
like,
it's a private dance, $200, and now I'm supposed to tip.
But he had to pay the house fee too.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, what am I tipping for?
I don't know. She looked at me and I didn't know what to respond back with. I was just like,
America tipping culture. This is another reason I want to leave this country, bro. Like, tipping culture is insane. Like, I've already paid you. I'm supposed to tip for the dance?
Yo, this is why you don't have
like,
kids.
Yo, if you get caught on an 8-minute song, maybe I'll tip.
Get caught.
You get caught because sometimes the DJ hooks you up.
Yeah.
Sometimes you be like, oh hell, I got a 5.5 minute song for this private dance. So you be like, all right, cool.
I just felt.
But then sometimes he hit you with skewing on the Barbie and like, yo, that shit's like.
I just felt bad because when she said it and she was trying to, you know how women, they'll try to like ask you some dumb shit to get your opinion, and then you just sitting there like, I kind of agree with her. I did
not know you had to tip on a private dance, but I haven't been to a strip club in a decade. I can't waste money like that anymore.
Yeah, I think I'm officially done. Definitely done with strip clubs. I think I'm done with strip clubs. I'm definitely done with like, yo, you just gonna give me my dance on the floor.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not mad at strip clubs. I just think I'm done.
Yeah, I think I'm done just because it's the money ain't going nowhere. It's going with them.
I mean, I did not know you had to tip at strip club. That's insane.
It is crazy. Congratulations to your homegirl that just had a baby.
Yep, they had a baby and it rolled off the bed.
Damn.
So welcome to parenthood. Like it's gonna happen.
She felt bad?
Yeah, of course. She felt terrible. Yeah, she felt terrible. So I couldn't even hit her with the whole like joke, like you a bad mom. How you let that happen? You know, like just to fake it. I couldn't even. I was just like, yeah, it happens.
Yeah, it happens.
Happens to all kids.
It happened to us. My boy has a scratch down his face. And you know what? He runs into everything. We was at Birkdale. He ran into the ice cream table, just neck first.
Oh, my
and
God.
so what happened was it hit like right at his collarbone and his neck. But it was funny when he hit it. My sister and Karina jumped up. And I just sat there, and my sister hit me and was like, go check on him with her. And I was like, nah.
You got like when they fall, you gotta not.
Hey bro,
panic.
come on, let's go play.
Let him get up on his own. Cause they only hurt when they see you coming.
Yeah, they don't care about nothing else after that. One of my favorite people in the world is Kirk Franklin. I grew up on Kirk Franklin. I not only did I grow up on Kirk Franklin, I got to meet him when he came to the Ritz one time. And I told him, I said, hey, bro, you helped raise me, whether you know it or not. Kirk Franklin made gospel music cool for the youngest who don't know.
That he did do.
And so I remember, because me and Mike went to an old school church. I remember when they didn't want us to play Kirk Franklin because they thought him and Lil Jon was basically the same person. At least that's how they acted.
Hey, man, Kirk had you getting them beats in church.
Yeah. So
once he got past Melodies of Heaven, Kurt was like, uh-oh. And he was like, y'all gonna let me play what I want?
Oh, I could be a rapper now. I'm a DJ.
I'm a rapper.
Yeah.
I'm an MC.
Kirk Franklin, he laid the groundwork for DJ Khaled. You know what I'm saying? He laid the groundwork for DJ Mustard. But y'all gotta understand, Kirk Franklin was a writer. He could play the instrument. And he couldn't sing. He was just there. So it was dope. He was Lil Jon before Lil Jon. Kirk Franklin was him. Back in the day. Well, recently he sat down with Cam Newton and he got something. I don't know if me and Mike gonna disagree, but it's gonna be interesting. All right, here we go.
Funky Fridays, Cam Newton's podcast, YouTube.
Yeah, great podcast, by the way. Sometimes we'll see.
I believe that marriage has been weaponized in Western Christianity. Giving has been weaponized in Western Christianity. Sexuality has been weaponized. For example, any woman listening to this can attest in our culture. Don't be no 30, 35-year-old single black woman and go to the family reunion. All the older women are going to do them. They're going to look at you and wonder, why you not married?
Where your man at? Where your kids at?
Like it's a prerequisite for identity and value that if you don't have a man, if you don't have kids, that something about you is broken. Do you understand how dysfunctional these messages are?
Yeah.
And how we super spiritualize these messages. Paul said, but marriage is a necessary distraction.
That's not what Paul said.
I was about to say,
I
you're
have
going to
many
let us know if that's
friends
what he said.
that were in ministry at church, and the churches told them, if you're going to be in ministry, you can't be single.
I have heard that.
You work with the youth ministry if you're single. You can't do this if you're single. And so what people do, they quickly get married thinking that they're fulfilling God's will for their lives, but they are fulfilling man's dogma. You can be single and be used by God. You can be single and have purpose. Being married is not a prerequisite for God's hand on your life. It is not, but we've weaponized it. And then crucify people where my camera at?
Right there.
And then crucify people when those same marriages don't.
Sorry.
What's your take on that?
I mean, it was some good, it was some bad. I mean, Kirk Franklin, he panders. He understands his audience. So, I mean, that was definitely a little panda pornish. Paul did not say marriage is a necessary distraction.
What did he say?
I mean, basically, they talk about Corinthians where it says it's better to marry than to burn, but I wish you were celibate as I. Right. So Paul, he saw himself being able to focus more on the mission of spreading Christianity. Or at that time, it was actually Jews for Jesus, believe it or not. That's actually what it was. Like Christianity was never meant to be a subset of its own religion. It was Judaism, right? There was a question in the church in the beginning of when people come into the followings of the Christ, the Messiah, do we now consider them to be Jewish? So it was never meant to be its own religion sitting on its own. But anyway, long story short, Paul was saying it's easy for me to be on this mission because I don't have the distractions of a family. Now, at this time, the people are believing that the end is going to come quickly, right? They didn't know that like 3,000 years later, 2,000 years later, people would still be existing. They thought that the kingdom was going to be rebuilt very, very soon, which it makes sense to be all about not having to have children if you think God's going to come back. Yeah, the world's going to end and God's going to come back and build his new kingdom here. So when I hate when people weaponize the Bible. That's what he did. Now, is marriage or is sex weaponized? Absolutely, right? Catholic Church did this with priests and nuns, right? They couldn't get married, right? So yes, it's very easy for Protestant churches to do the opposite, which is to say, hey, you should be married. To make it a mandate to serve, absolutely, incorrect. Yeah. But one of the things that I noticed that Kirk did is he made a statement and then he immediately just ran right into pandering. And that's what makes it hard to have conversations with people like this, because it is the older women's job, right? Because if he's gonna talk about the New Testament, right? Okay, it's actually said that it is older women's job. It's the older women's job to teach the young women. Yes. The problem is that when the older women are saying to younger women, right, like, hey, if you have children, it should be in a marriage, or if you're gonna settle down, you need to do it soon. Or when you show up, as a 38-year-old single woman at the Thanksgiving, when the older lady is saying something to you, there is a reason for that. Now, perhaps we don't have the the decorum to be able to say it in a nice way, right? We say it in a family way. And the older women now are 30. That's exactly right. The grandmas in their 40s, So I think he has a point, but I think we often lose our points by pandering.
Yeah, I liked what he said personally. Look at me. Because I got it. I mean, we grew up. Damn. Only Mike gonna get this. And those who know will get this. I think we grew up in a backwoods church. I'm talking about us in particular.
Yeah. No.
So I'm not speaking of, and so, I'm going deeper. So when I say that, I did grow up in a church where it was like, I put it like this. Somebody that we know, that we love deeply. I remember when he told me he couldn't move up in his job in his corporate world until he got married. He said they literally told him, I think that Cory Booker wanted to become president and somebody in his team said, they never gonna let you.
They never gonna let you be president
if you're not married. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Let's just take it there, right? So I could see that.
So in essence, men deal with the same thing. Absolutely. You need to settle down.
You need to. And so, and I do get it why, I think it's like, we're not going to let you be around kids if you're not married. And I think what Kurt was trying to get to is like, why is that the prerequisite? You think they not, if they a creep, if they're a weirdo, you think they not going to mess with kids if they married? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And so I think he was digging into that. I do, me, I always look at it like this. I don't ever try to quote the Bible because I'm not educated. I'm not educated.
I try to quote it either. I know when somebody's saying BS. Well, all right, stop that, right? Because when you do throw in appeal to authority, right? It does make people hesitate and it does make people agree. And it takes someone understanding what it actually says and means so that doesn't become effective. Kirk, I get what he's saying, right? Like, yes, the churches do weaponize things, right? And I think one of the things, if you go to leadership school, they always tell you, make sure that people that work for you or under you understand the why, right? If you're going to get the best result, they have to understand the why. You can't just say, do this. You have to tell them the why. And I think it goes back to the conversation we had 2 weeks ago. Like, how did the black church fail us, right? Facts. The black church never gave us the why. And this is not exclusive to the black community.
Nah, we just in the black space.
Yeah. Like exactly. Like even when you go back to the Bible and the Christ is talking to the people, and because at this point, the Judaistic priesthood had made everything a law and they made everything punishable. They made everything shameful. And one of the things that Messiah says is, he was like, the law isn't meant to hold you. The law is meant to free you, right? It's to free you from the consequence of your actions. So a lot of times we don't really understand the why, right? But the you should is actually correct, right? Like you should have kids before you hit your 40s. It is correct. I have seen women deal with IVF, right? Yeah. I have seen their husbands deal with it, right? I've seen the disappointment of not being able to conceive, right? And the emotional labor that the man has to carry and the woman has to carry, right? Like, there's no answer to fix that except this should have been something that was considered way back when, right? That's the only answer. If you don't understand the why, it's a good chance you're not going to do. And what Kirk Franklin is addressing is that everybody telling somebody to do. And in our community, we do need to get back to the point that we give one another the why. Now, we disagree on the why, right?
Yeah.
If I say that, like, hey, men should probably settle down, after they reach a certain level. But, right, if you find a good woman, like, you're gonna try to accelerate that timeline and do it then, right? If I have that conversation with somebody and I say, all right, I think men should get married between the ages of 28 to 35, right? And then y'all go listen to somebody in Red Pill and they're like, yo, men should stay single till they're 50, right?
Yeah.
If neither one of us give the why, then it's just an ideology that you're gonna accept because
you like it.
You like it.
You like the word.
You like the affirmation that it's giving you, right? Yeah. If you're single and 45, you're like, yeah, men should stay single till they're 50, right?
Yeah.
And if I'm like, yo, men should get married between the ages of 28 and 35, and you get married between the ages of 28 and 35, you're like, yeah, that's what we should do, right? When the truth could be both, or the truth could be neither, right? We have to discuss the why. And there's just no place. The only medium that we have right now, right? We don't have magazines anymore, right? We don't own television networks. We don't have any communities, right? Like, we don't have barbershop communities. We don't have church communities. The only medium that we have as a community right now is this.
Yeah.
YouTube, podcasting, right? And because it's YouTube and podcasting, and because the internet is a bastion of people that were bullies or had been bullied, that able to take it out on people that they don't know with anonymous profiles, right? We don't have a place where we can really discuss nuance. And I think we have to figure out, how do we rebuild a community? Because the thing about a community is it prevents outsiders from being able to come in and break apart. Facts. And we don't have that in our community right now. We don't have a place where outsiders can't come in and break us apart as, productive black men.
Facts. Funny enough, sidebar. We went to the nail salon yesterday. I told you I was going to tell this story from my group chat. So we get to the nail salon and we going in. And so me and my wife go in, we go sit down, we do whatever. And all the girls kept asking me, yo, what color are you getting your nails painted? And I'm like, I'm not. I'm getting them buffed. Like, just buff them.
Getting a manicure.
And if you see, they didn't buff them. Shorty didn't buff them. But I kept asking. I'm like, why the hell they keep asking this? Because Barack was like, did you get a nail color, right? Yeah. So the reason why I said I'd tell you the story is because I forgot when we came in, my wife already had her nails done. So she was just getting her feet done. And she was like, yo, I need to try out this color. So she said, put out your hand. So she painted one of my nails to see how the color's gonna look. And I totally forgot. So throughout the whole thing, I'm like, yo, why y'all keep asking me this? And I'm like, oh, shoot. One of my nails has like a little bit of nail polish on. I said, oh, no wonder why. So that was my reason why. Which was funny. I will say this. Fellas, go get your feet done and your nails done. Shorty looked at my nails. The reason why I say do it, it'll make you realize, like, yo, women do pay attention to that. Yeah. And it'll make you start caring about some of that stuff, especially your nails. Like, Shorty looked at it, she said, dang, what happened? And I was just like, yo, I know. And I told her, I said, I don't know what's wrong with my pinkies. And we're going through it. And she was like giving me some tips. And she was like, yeah, you got to look at that. But she was cool with it. And plus, no matter, they all tell you this. I don't know if they lying or telling the truth. They seen worse nails than yours. So just keep that in mind. But it was cool, but it was funny. That was the story in there. Last night, Trump and Elon got to talk for almost 3 hours.
Yeah, I made it through like 15 minutes of it. I
didn't even try. Once I saw Amber Rose kept saying, I can't get into here, because I still follow her on Twitter. I was like, all right, I'm out of here. I don't even want to try. What did you get out of the 15 minutes? Because I heard it was awful.
I mean, I don't want to bang on somebody unnecessarily, especially someone that could maybe a dotard. That's actually a word. Kim Jong actually taught me that word. He definitely looked like he was sundowning a little bit. He was repetitive. Elon is trying to make him strong, right? Mm-hmm. And Trump was Trump. So again, I don't care who you vote for. This is one. Let me say this, because our audience is majority male. I want all black men to vote. All. I don't care who you vote for. The only way that we're going to turn our community around politically is if black men have a voting percentage that outpace everybody, like by far. We need to be, as black men, we need to vote at a 90% clip. And that is insane. That is absurd. Like the highest it's ever been in the whole black community is like 65%. Black men, for us to have any type of political power, we have to vote at a 90% clip. You have to know that every black man that you see is a voter.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter who you vote for, but we have to be seen as a voter. So whether you vote for Trump or it's Kamala Harris,
Miss Harris,
sorry,
VP Harris.
Yeah, like whoever you vote for, go vote. I really want you to go vote. I want all black men to vote. Now, with that being said, I don't think Trump is the strongest candidate. And I've said this before, once you play with peaceful transition of power, I'm off the boat. I'm off. I'm good.
I already said this. I told this to Mike off air. I think Trump gets smoked in November, as in voting. I think Kamala comes out there. I don't think it's gonna be as bad as Biden and him the last election, but I don't personally think it's gonna be close. I just think Elon is doing his best to make him look good, sound good. Let me give you the opportunity. Elon then took back that commitment of that money he was gonna give, which is hilarious. He's giving you everything on his platform.
He's doing what Elon's doing what he's supposed to do, right? Because Elon he wants the legislation, on social media, right? He wants the legislation on electric cars. He wants to get a government contract for SpaceX. This is what he's supposed to do, right? Like I need this person here because I think I can get what I need from this person.
Absolutely.
So he's doing what he's supposed to do. That doesn't make Elon a good person. It just says that, when his interests are his interests.
What had me laughing was I was like, Elon's no idiot, right? Yeah. He's intelligent. And the only thing I kept thinking of is like, yo, how do you have a 3-hour conversation with this man? Because Donald Trump doesn't strike me as an intelligent person.
Well, I think Elon and Trump both like being famous.
Facts.
Right? So I think that plays a huge part, right? Like Elon wants to be seen as this generation's Thomas Edison, and Trump just want to be seen. So I think it works. Yeah, for the two of them, like let's stay on as long as possible. So even if we got to repeat some of the, and that's why I got out of it in 15 minutes because it started getting repetitive in 15 minutes. I was like, I can't do this for 3 hours.
I did laugh though at Trump was sitting down with the Atlanta journalist thing probably about 2 weeks ago. Remember when he sat down with the black girl?
Was that talk the black journalist panel?
Yeah. I was laughing when he was on there talking about Kamala's blackness. And he was like, yeah, she just popped up black. I thought that was funny. I also think it is funny, but it's a community conversation. It's not a conversation that he gets to have. That's a conversation we get to have. And you know what? To all the people out there, that is a couple of things about Kamala's blackness. Stop telling me she's black because she went to a HBCU. Stop telling me she's black because she is an AKA. Both of those things are great. It's dope. I support it. I'm happy for her. That doesn't qualify you as black in any world, because I know white AKAs and I know white people that went to HBCUs. So I'm just leaving that there.
Rachel Dolezal went to Howard.
And so my thing is like, if you're convinced she's black, stop having a is she black conversation. That's what I'm telling everybody, because it seems to be, and I'm put it like this, especially to folks that are biracial, it seems like y'all are having a struggle right now with this and are arguing with people online. And to me, it's a sad conversation to see, just because you're watching it and it's like, dang, if y'all just stop having this conversation will go somewhere, because nobody's getting off the line on, if she is or isn't black.
Yeah, I don't think anybody is voting for her because she is or isn't. Well,
wait, what?
Yeah. I don't think the vast majority, right? And when I say the vast majority, I hate that we do this every election cycle where we're like, well, who are black men voting for? As if, that's what matter. What you need to be checking on is who college-educated white women are voting for.
Facts.
That's who vote you need. Like, that's the influence in their community, right? White women vote the president in every year.
Every year. And at their community, Meg Thee Stallion is not up there twerking, or Quavo is up there saying she's standing on business. That was the biggest, hey, I am black. slap in the face I've ever seen in my life.
I'm so sick. Look, if you bring a black entertainer in to talk politics to me, I'm tuned out.
Yeah, fact.
I'm immediately tuned out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because y'all do not treat our actual black intellectuals in a manner that they are the ones that are coming there and speaking to you. You don't do it. Like, the only people you bring are entertainers, and I'm sick of it. Like, put me on somebody new that I don't know.
Bro, when I saw Meg was up there, first of all, if me and Mike would have known that was happening that day, I think we talked about it after we got done recording. We would have pushed the pod back one day. And that pod would have took off because we would have been going off. I was so pissed to watch. And let me tell you something. To have a wife that's not black, to have to like not sound like an angry black man when this shit, like when she's like watching this, like, damn. Kamala went to Atlanta and put Meg Thee Stallion up there and had her singing Savage and twerking. That, like, how embarrassing that was as a black man was just sad, right?
You can't say that, Gav. You can't say that. You can't say that you felt the way.
Oh, I felt the way
about Meg being on stage performing,
and like you had a crop top on, shaking your ass. And first of all, this ain't even Houston. This would have made sense in Texas. You're not even from Atlanta.
It's Atlanta though.
It's like that, to see that, to know the songs that she got up there and sang. And
here's the thing: if they would have just if there's a performance at a rally, right, or a performance, if the performance is separate from the rally, I get it, right?
Facts.
Like if you want to get people out there early and you're like, hey, there's a concert before the rally, I get that. When you conflate the two things,
facts.
That's what, because now it's like, well, you're trying to say that this is why I'm voting for you.
Yes,
you could have had a get out to vote rally, right? And that could have had Meg Thee Stallion and Quavo, right? But when you tell me that it's a Kamala, Harris rally and Meg Thee Stallion, it's like, yo, you just conflated two things, right? It's a difference between Little John coming to church, and Little John performing
at church.
Bro. There's a difference.
That junk had me hot. It had me livid. And then I just stopped watching it after a while. I was like, oh, I'm good here. And then it was just yo.
Yeah, I don't want Little John to do the prayer and then we go into church, right?
I don't need rappers to get me to vote.
Yeah, I don't. And
I don't need rappers to get me to vote. And here's the thing,
right? Because one of our best listeners, they were like, well, that's how you get the low informational vote. And I was like, is it though? Right? Like, is there anybody that was like, oh my God, Meg Thee Stallion performed at this rally, I'm going to vote? I don't think that happened.
I don't know if Kamala knows. Majority of hip hop don't like Meg Thee Stallion. That's just something I need her to understand. I don't know if Kamala knows. Quavo is not the favorite Migo out the group. Like, I don't know if we are talking about these things. That, to me, you missed the mark.
Yeah, I don't think she knows that, because I don't really know that.
Yo, get Killer Mike up there. Great album, by the way. Get Killer Mike in Atlanta.
It's part 2 of his first album.
Yes, get him up there. He ain't coming up there. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Nah, he's not.
He not for that. And like, you know what I'm saying? Offset definitely ain't coming up there. He got other issues going on. Offset is going through a divorce at the moment. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
I don't think nobody cares.
And they got a baby coming. Like, that's the crazy part.
Yo,
babies do not save marriages.
They never do. And celebrities are not the ceiling or the floor.
No, yeah.
They just really
celebrities might be the floor.
They might be.
They might be the floor.
Like, you just don't use them. Mike's favorite girl. She's actually Mike's second favorite girl. Oh, third. I got Tiana
number 1,
Drea
number 2,
and then Brittany. But we're gonna talk about.
I actually don't like her like that. Now Tiana, I actually like Tiana. I do like Tiana, man.
Look, Brittany Renner, she's Muslim.
Is she?
I think that she needs to show that she's converted long enough for this man that she probably got on the back burner.
She definitely is after a rich Arab guy right now.
What the hell is going on with Brittany?
She's after a rich Arab guy right now.
This has been a mess. How do you feel about people playing with religion?
I mean, people do it all the time. I don't really feel a way. Look, so if I met a beautiful Muslim woman, I mean, I'd read the rights to sign off the paper to marry her. I would, so I can take her from her family. Because like, if you're not Muslim, you can't marry a Muslim. Now, the women can though. Like this, like I'm telling you, like, he wrote the the travel package that they have right now for their religion is actually pretty awesome. So Muslim men can marry who they want. Muslim women cannot. But Muslim men prefer that their wives convert. So I think this is definitely a play on her marrying some rich Arab guy she's run into.
I'm laughing at her saying that she got to fulfill her clothing obligations, like, and she got to figure that out. Because Fashion Nova ain't finna. They gonna sue you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whoever you working for gonna sue you.
Whoever her personal trainer is, I mean, she's getting her money's worth out of her personal trainer.
This is interesting. I do want to see how long she stands by this. I do believe, playing
under is a year on this.
Oh, facts. But I do find it interesting because she is going to get to a point where I don't think nobody takes Brittany Renner seriously anyway.
Well,
after her last year of going on these podcasts, assaulting people on podcasts, screaming on people, being drunk, your man flourished once he got away from you in Charlotte, even though I don't think she was ever in Charlotte. I think she was just dropping by to drop off the kid. I definitely think it's going to be interesting.
It's not even like a month later from this bikini pic.
Oh, facts.
On her profile.
Yeah. That's going to be interesting. So I'm not here to have this debate here. Well, y'all can have it to me in the comments. I've been on Twitter debating for the last day with a guy on who will win a versus battle between Future and Drake. I think I think the masses will pick Drake by a landslide. I think the community, the one that only matters, know that race is closer. Me personally, I'm picking Pluto. Any day, all day, twice on Sunday.
You know what? When you first said this, I was like, it's gonna be Drake. And then when I started like going through Drake's song, we talked about this before we started recording. I was like, Drake's songs start too slow, and so he would have to basically start his songs in like the middle, and like the middle to the end to keep up with what you're gonna get from Future, because Future stuff comes in hard.
Absolutely.
From the jump.
And you know what's up. And it just invokes this emotion. For me, I was laughing because one of the guys was, this is why I don't argue with people on the internet because they're delusional. But one of the guys was like, oh, Drake can beat Future with no number ones. And so I was like, he can't. So he submitted to me his Drake track list that will beat Future. And I got to laugh because I'm like, he had on there, some of the songs was Marvin's Room. Some of it was Best I Ever Had. Some of it was, what was else on there?
I mean, Drake has some, he had some bangers, but I'm telling you,
when
Future.
Yes. When Future plays Dirty Sprite 2.
Yeah.
This whole conversation is done.
Yeah, because I mean, versus it's what you as you pointed out, it's 20 songs.
Yes,
Future got 20 that can keep up. I think the Future's genius is actually starting this whole fight this summer and then like bowing out and probably gonna go on tour.
Well, he is on tour. He's
on tour, yeah, and it's probably gonna sell his tour. Like perfect marketing, ingenious by the guy.
Absolutely. Shout out to Pluto, man. Ask a Black Dad segment brought to you by NoGrease Barbershop. This is one of my favorite couples on the internet. Two funny people. Rick Ross and his baby mom are two of the funniest people.
I low-key wonder like how they got together.
Bro, she funny.
Like, because 20 years ago, it had been 2004. Was Rick Ross he wasn't a big rapper in 2004, was he?
Nah, because I was in high school. That's the Jeezy era. Yeah, he probably came in at the end of that, like 07, 08.
So it's like,
apparently he was a hustler though.
Yeah.
She ain't a baddie.
She might have been a baddie. I mean, we're really about to get ripped on this.
Yeah,
20 years ago, she probably was a very astute young lady.
Maybe. But the way she acts and talks, it is what it is. But the point is, she is asking Rick Ross to pay $200,000 in support for their son in college.
Didn't Rick Ross just make a tweet like not too long ago that he was done with child support?
Yeah.
And she's like, nah, I need
$200K. Should he pay it?
Should he like hand his baby mama $200K? No, that's never gonna work out. You'll be $200K today and it'll be another $200K in 2 years. But should he pay for his son's college? Absolutely. Like, I mean, like, dude, if you the boss and if you rich, like, definitely take care of your kid. I'm gonna tell you, look, this is a complaint that I do have with successful black men. I don't know why we get to this point where we're successful and then we make the comments, well, I'm rich, my kid's not rich. I don't like that.
Okay.
I don't like that. I've heard LL was doing, I think he was talking to Charlamagne. He talked about that. You know, Steve Harvey says the same thing. Shaq says that. A lot. Look, man, part of you building up the money is so your children can leave a legacy. Look, I wish my granddad was rich. I wish he had committed a crime. I wish he was out there bootlegging and running all that and put all that money into something good. To whereas today I would not have to bust my ass. All right. That's the point. I don't like when only our stupid community, right? Well, because Warren Buffett and Bill Gates both have said, yeah, they're not leaving their kids anything.
That's the same message, though.
I assure you that they are lying.
Oh yeah, I think all of them lie.
I assure you that they are lying. I assure you that their kids are rich as fuck and will always be rich as fuck. And the networks that these kids have is going to always ensure that they like. Look at the just throw a name in that, the Winklevoss twins, right?
Okay,
that
don't even know that
Zuckerberg stole Facebook from them, right?
Okay, did he?
Well, they said he did. He ended up having to pay some money. But anyway, he didn't pay him a ton of money, right? It's a ton for what we would have, right? Yeah. And then they because of the network they was in, they got into like crypto like at the very, very beginning, like, and now they're billionaires, right? So those networks do matter, but I don't like when we go on and we use it as a flex.
Yep. Okay. I do agree with that.
Yeah.
Because I get what they're trying to say is like, yo, I worked my ass off. I did all the hard work. You can't be, one of my favorite lines of the weekend, it was saying that, I wish black parents or black actors were treated like Lindsay Lohan. And
explain that.
Yo, Lindsay Lohan gets to show her ass and wild out and go crazy. And it gets ignored. But when black kids do it, it's out of this world, right?
Well, because that's our community though.
Yeah, that is our community. So I guess that's what, I'm looking at Shaq who's saying, yo, I don't want my son to be lazy, thinking that he could just sit up and just cross his feet. We're gonna get to you saw they was calling Marcus Jordan bump man. They said his dad is jump man, he bump man because he just in France just doing
he should be in France blowing hookers. He should be.
Because it's pure. I'm sure he's not getting stepped on shit.
And I'm pretty sure, and like I said, look, these kids, they do stuff, they go to college, like both. We have two simultaneous complaints that's going on, right? We're like, yo, rich people don't ever do anything, and then we be like, yo, rich people have all the access in the world, right? Like I seen I think Myron Gaines, he was talking about the people that founded like the connection between like Deep State and Google and the lady that runs it now and all this, and it's like, well, look, we can't say that people are rich and then they're lazy, and then they also rich and then they're building mainframes. And everything around the world, right? You're making a convenient argument to talk about how you feel, right? I would like to be super successful and leave a legacy for my children. If my kids never have to get a job and they can just go to college and school or trade school or learn trades or learn how to surf, who knows how to surf? Anybody listening right now has ever surfed in Indonesia and Australia and Hawaii?
Not me.
Right? You know how hard it is to surf? You know how great of a swimmer you have to be to surf? So if someone has the time to do all that, like, yo, I would like to be able to provide that lifestyle for my future, generation of kids. I don't like this thing of like, oh man, when I get paid, nah, I'm rich. You ain't rich. Like, no, you're rich now. Go to school. Go do something.
Absolutely. I do have an update. Last podcast, I did a simp post of the week, which I think I'm gonna start making that a thing. Segment here. But anyway, one of the guys who were on there, the guy who was talking about, if you don't remember, he went into T-Mobile to get his phone worked on. While he was in the line, he noticed one of the girls was so pretty. He bought her flowers via DoorDash. And by the time she got done with his phone, her flowers was walking in as he was walking out. That's his story. I don't believe it, but it still became a simp post of the week because when he posted it on Facebook, he's telling women, get you a stepper, don't mess with, these brokies and, whatever. Now, I laugh because come to find out, dude is a music producer. He's been doing nothing besides every day of smoking weed and showing himself rolling up smoking weed on the internet. I don't know why y'all do that, but whatever.
Didn't we say he was a simp?
Yeah. So the reason why I'm giving an update is because allegedly, according to him, he took her out on a date. And for the last week, he's been kicking black women's back in. He said, you ignore me once, I'm never talking to you again. Laughing emojis. He said, thinking you gonna get over on me with your kids, your pets, your family is crazy. Your ass gotta go. Then he made some long statuses talking about, is it just me and nothing interesting, especially with these women nowadays? I really be wanting to build, but you motherfuckers boring as hell. No surprises, no gestures, no interesting convo, and just nothing. You just hit me with what you doing to death. I think I need a break. And, you know, some other stuff. I got a kick out of that because
because he just said last week, right? Y'all too broke to buy random women flowers.
Look, man,
and again, right? This is what simps do because they don't have any discipline, right?
Or game,
yeah, or game. Well, I mean, their game is the money, right? Like
Facts.
when they get money, that's their saving grace, and that's the problem with simps, right? When we talk about simp, it's never the definition of are you being nice to women, right? We have a name for that. It's called being a gentleman.
Facts.
It's called being chivalrous, right? We're perfectly okay with men being gentlemen and chivalrous, right? But what the simps do is they lead with their wallets and they create these scenarios that other men have to come in and clean up behind them because they have no desire to marry the women. They have no desire to take care of the women. They're only giving money because that's all they have.
Facts. I just thought that was funny. Sport takes. The Olympics is officially over. Congratulations to the USA for leading the medal count. They tied China with the most goals.
Did we tie?
We did tie. Okay. But this Olympics is all about beef. It was a lot of people beefing during the Olympics, and I thought it was amazing. Before we get started on that, congratulations to Snoop Dogg. I think we've said multiple times on multiple episodes, he's the most famous. I know we said entertainer.
Yeah.
He might be the most famous person if I'm starting to do the math. And I'm going to tell you why. We already said it.
Yeah.
There's no demographic that don't know who Snoop Dogg is.
That is true.
And so he might be the most famous person in the world.
Yeah.
And
he's getting that bag now in his 50s because I think they say he about to be on The Voice. And I know The Voice be cutting checks. Like 10 mil.
Yeah. I mean, and shout out just to him, just his transition. You outlived so much stuff.
Yeah.
Tupac, Suge Knight, No Limit, redoing your career with Pharrell just to be like, all right, going back and buying Death Row.
The No Limit Snoop Dogg album was actually a good album.
Really? Never heard it. I ain't gonna lie to you.
It was a good album.
But just congratulations to him. All right, let's start with the beef.
All right.
USA versus Noah.
I love that. Noah is
a corn. Who on the Olympic team you think popped his chick? Because this has to be over a girl.
Yeah, you know what? That's a solid point. I don't think it happened in Paris, but yeah, it's a solid point that somebody went after his girl. I don't know. I mean, who would you say is the dirty macker from
the NBA?
NBA.
I don't even want to put it on Anthony Edwards, but I don't think he a dirty macker, but I think he'll pop your chick.
He will pop your chick, but she got to have a baby for Anthony Edwards to like her.
Yeah,
I think Devin Booker is a sniper.
Devin Booker is definitely a sniper.
I think he's quiet. So yeah, somebody did take a run at Noah's girl. Noah is weird. The U.S. basketball, the last 3 games are really, really good.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Noah, somebody was asking me today why I think Noah is a corn, and I don't like when black men get their backs cracked or kicked in unprovoked. And Noah did that. He went on there. He was talking about the whole world champions thing, which I understood what he was trying to say, but you picked on the only league that is represented by black faces and black men. And I just thought that was
because it's easy to do, right? Low hanging fruit.
Low hanging fruit.
Yeah.
It's only the
I
black.
can do that. Nobody's gonna say anything. I do think he was scared at the 200. I think he talked too much. All I will say is I know he said he had COVID,
but he was partying to Pop Smoke 2 days.
Negative COVID test 2 days later. It's a little whatever, man. Little performative. That's all I'm saying.
And Noah, congratulations. I don't know why D-Wade decided to talk about your nails. You did great in the 100. I don't know why your nails was more important, but congratulations to you for that, because that was amazing to watch and to see how close it was.
It's not as fun as it was when you saying, look. The Olympics, Summer Olympics is the only time I'm a patriot, right? I'm pulling for it. Man. I am really, really pulling for America. during the Summer Olympics. But when Usain Bolt came on the scene, I was just like, yo, I'm enjoying this way too much.
Absolutely.
So the 100 this year was just like, it wasn't really good. I mean, the 400 was good. You know, a South Carolina grad, Gamecock.
There you go.
But Noah, like watching him in the 100, I was kind of underwhelmed. I really was. Like, I'm glad he won.
Yeah,
because that was a medal for America. If he doesn't win that medal, you know, we are actually behind China, you know, for the Olympics. And like I said, and we lost some medals too that we should have had, like gold medal. We have
breakdancing.
We have our sister from Brazil that she wanted to go, you know, over Simone. I think she messed up in another one, didn't play. So we had some lost gold medals out there. So, but overall, it was a great Olympics. Noah, I'm happy that he got the gold in the 100. Beautiful girlfriend. I hope they get married, settle down, and have tons of little athletic track babies.
Simone versus everybody.
Why don't y'all like Simone?
Because she's a happy black woman married to a black man.
It's the most insane thing I've ever seen in my life, man. That y'all be going after Simone and her husband while cheering on. Oh gosh, I didn't even know you had that up there, because I definitely would have had the name for the Paralympic guy that's married to the sister. And y'all went crazy like, oh my God, this is the kind of support I want from my man. And literally Jonathan Owens is doing the exact same thing, and y'all are just like, oh, you know who she is now.
Bro, it was I feel bad for Simone because she can't say the truth.
She can't. Well, she couldn't.
She still can't.
I don't know. Remains to be seen, because she done been playing a whole lot more Texas rap in her videos. so she might be about to show y'all who she is.
Well, I'm talking about the truth of, yo, it's black women kicking my back end. That's what I want.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, she might be getting to the point where she be like, hey, I'm about to start going in on y'all.
Because if you do not know, they talk about Simone's hair. They talk about like her lack of makeup on.
What's crazy is her hair is way better now. Like now that it's almost like she had this glow about her now that she's happy and married.
Excited and happy. Yeah. I watched an interview with her, and you know, of course, the interview was softballing all the questions. They softballed some questions about her and Jonathan because they interviewed them together, and I thought it was interesting. But you know, to see people question that, to see people be mad at my man's for wearing her gold medal, that was an issue. But like you said, my man got proposed to.
Yeah,
and that was not a conversation.
No,
so
only our community is dealing with this BS. And again, this is why I always advocate for us to like start delineating and separating ourselves, and to basically be like a phoenix from the ashes. Like, because I mean, the community, at some point, you just got to recognize that the community is in the ashes, and we that are productive and want families and want to take care of our wives, right?
Facts.
I want to be romantic. I want to take care of my woman. I want to make sure she's happy. I want to make sure she feels safe and secure. All those type men, we got to get together.
Absolutely.
And we got to leave everybody else on the outside.
And stay out of Paris, because Paris don't like non-French people.
No,
definitely blacks. I don't know what was going on. Travis Scott got arrested. Aisha was in the street crying. Serena couldn't get into a restaurant. Like, it was a mess.
You know, it is on par for Paris, right? Tell me what part were you like, damn, how did that happen? Like, we were just like, oh, it's Paris. Like, we all know the dirty little secret. It's like getting arrested in Dubai for like peeing in the street. Like, you know, you're gonna be like, yeah, of course, that's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
Yeah. So Paris, when it comes to black people, I didn't know Aisha was crying. What was she crying for?
Apparently, like, she was getting harassed, and Draymond had to come over there and say some things or whatever to the officers. I don't know.
That is insane. Why y'all messing with Aisha? Y'all don't even know her like that.
Yeah, they don't. But they probably thought she was French. Travis Scott, you got to do better as a person. And Serena, I don't know what to tell you, man. Serena, you know what? Serena, I didn't go in on you. I liked you at the ESPYs. I liked you talking a little trash. But the next time Drake put you in a song, you gotta be ready for what comes.
Hey, well, so the whole thing with Serena, right? Even though they denied her entry, they basically were saying that, like, hey, we don't have a seat. Like, everything is reserved. Now, we know that's bullshit. Facts. For restaurants, because we know that they will serve whoever they want and make somebody else wait. But with that being said, is that right? Right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Do we want rich people when they show up and someone says like, hey, this table is already reserved. Mm-hmm. Do we want that to be the case for rich people, or do we think that they should be served and then the other person, should have to wait? Because this is my thing, right?
Okay.
I wish, like, let's say I have a reservation and it's my anniversary. I'm married. That's my first year anniversary, right? I got my favorite seat saved at a restaurant.
Let's say you're going to propose.
I'm going to propose.
Even better.
Yeah, even better, right? I'm going to propose, right? And I get there and they say, hey, Mr. Pastor, the best seat in the house was taken by Drake. Drake has taken the best seat in the house tonight, right? But he said, whatever you want, the next 5 times you come.
Yeah.
Right? Is on him. Right? I wouldn't have any problem with that. And I think that's what rich people are so selfish that I think that they like that should be the thing. It's like, hey, if I'm taking somebody's table, at least whatever they order should be on me.
Yeah. So it's never going to be on rich people. It's going to be on the establishment. I told this story before. I remember working at the hotel and Michael Jordan came in and it was a black. He had a table that he only sat at, and it was a black couple there, and it was up to us to get them to move. What did it cost? A room at the Ritz-Carlton, and their whole meal, no matter what they ordered after that, was on the hotel. But it was on the hotel. It wasn't on Michael Jordan.
Wasn't on Michael Jordan. Okay.
And so
yeah,
I think establishments have to say, how much is this going to cost us?
Yes.
And then sometimes you got to present it to the people like, hey, we have this. And I think rich people are willing to open a wallet. Because if not, then you got to just be a regular patron. So to me, my joke is, I don't like when celebrities get online and act like they were mistreated because their wallet couldn't get them what they wanted.
Yes.
And so when I look at Serena, I know what you're doing. I know you pulling for it. I know which communities you trying to pull for to make it seem like, hey, I was a black woman that couldn't get in the restaurant.
Yeah.
And I'm not, and I get it, but I'm sure Serena said, yo, all right. You can, let me put it like this. When you work anywhere that you go, let's say right now you call any hotel in Charlotte, say, hey, I want to get married. They have a fee that you could pay to have them to kick the wedding that they did to another date.
Yeah.
Every hotel has that.
Yeah.
But are you willing to pay that fee? More than likely, you're paying for that next person's wedding.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
and you should.
And you should. So I thought that was interesting. But yeah, shout out to Serena. But Serena, I think you got a line coming on the next Drake album. I hope you ready for it.
Drake got to get hungry, man. He still don't look hungry to me. Like, I mean, when I see his socials that's being shared, because I don't follow because he got weird like 2 years ago, but so I had to stop following Drake. Still like your music, but he still like when I'm looking at what's being shared, he still don't seem hungry.
I think Drake going through it right now. I want to know what Drake has dropped 5 songs at least, and something ain't right. And I want to know who he pissed off and what happened. Because I will put it like this. They were promoting how Drake and Lotto dropped a song and it only had 900,000 listens in one day. And that is not right.
Yeah.
That's not when Lotto's dropping her album that week. Not when Lotto is who she is. Lotto can drop a song now and get 900 spins. You don't add Drake to it and it don't get no more. You know what I'm saying? I think that's weird. I think that Drake dropping all these unreleased tracks and then the website gets deleted and next you know these songs go on to the DSPs. I thought that was weird. I thought it was weird that the songs were all with Atlanta artists when Kendrick told you that's what you do. I thought it was weird that the other 2 songs that he dropped, not those 2 songs, the songs he dropped with the white girl, it come out with all her racist tweets that she didn't say it in the past. Wow. Like it's just like, all right, Drake didn't piss somebody off.
Yeah, the label's not protecting him the way that they
should
normally do. Yeah.
For what this man did, I just think it's interesting. Now, here we go. Mike is going to be biased, and I expect him to be. Did LeBron legacy grow with this gold medal?
LeBron legacy is already at the top. It can't grow anymore. It's a sequoia in the California forest. It's at the top of all trees of where it could go. This is just an eagle sitting on top of the sequoia now.
This gold medal did nothing for me and my LeBron take. It did nothing. Michael Jordan is still number 1. LeBron is still number 2. I do think this pushes the gap between LeBron and Kareem a lot farther.
Here's the thing. If they lose, it definitely is a red mark, right? But if he win, it's not a green check. So when you have that, you're at the top when only you messing up is what's going to be talked. What's going to be discussed, right? It's almost like you talk about Kamala and Trump, right? Kamala is on a don't fuck up tour. That's all she got to do, right? If she don't fuck up, she's probably going to win, right?
Absolutely.
But she can't make a mistake, right? That's a hard place to be. Like it's excellence, right? Like I can't do anything wrong, and that's where LeBron is at now with his career, right? Like he can't. Like he's about to be 40 years old, and what are we expecting out of LeBron next year? Are we expecting LeBron to average 17, 6, and 5? No.
Yeah.
We're expecting him to average 26, 6, and 6.
Yeah.
Right?
How many do you think the NBA is prepared for him, Steph, and KD to leave? The reason why I say this, the NBA,
I answer that right now. Because we do not have a domestic star. Like we do not have a domestic star in the NBA right now. Like I know we hoping it's gonna be Ant, but it's probably not gonna be him. It's not going to be Jason Tatum. Cooper Flag. I mean, we're all pulling for you, including the black community.
Yeah.
Like I don't think there's any more pressure on anybody than Cooper Flag. Like, bro, we need you to be great. Like, we need you to be because that's what's going to save the league. Because like, it's not Devin Booker. Right? It's nobody else. Like
Zion it was supposed to be Zion.
It's supposed to be Zion, but he can't stay healthy or he can't stay out of restaurants. Or porn stars' bed. So it's just like, no, we're not. The league is not ready
because the league was not ready when MJ retired.
Nope, the league wasn't ready when Michael Jordan retired.
It was ready when Kobe stayed around too long. But that next transition, like the league lucked up when Bron came into the league when he did, because most people don't know the league was down.
Yeah.
After MJ retired, I know we had Kobe
they couldn't
and Shaq,
get it back with Shaq. They couldn't get it back with Tim Duncan. It was LeBron coming into the league, right? Because you need the heel, you need the villain, you need the person to pull against, right?
Yeah.
Part of me wanted Cooper Flag to be great so I can hate him.
Yeah.
Right?
True.
Like that's part of it, right? If he's not great, if he's Adam Morrison, I don't care. I'm indifferent, right?
Yeah.
But if he's busting ass and he's dunking on Zion Williamson, like, I'm like, I can't stand this much. Like, that's what I don't like the Cowboys, but they're so irrelevant that I don't hate them. It's like, they don't do shit. They win 12 games and then it's over. So, LeBron is the heel, right? Like you either love him or you love to argue against people that hate him. Mm-hmm. Nobody else in the league has that right now.
Yeah. This man, Joker, he wins a medal. He goes back to horse racing. He wins championships and it's like, why do I have to stay for the parade?
Yeah, like we don't care about Joker. Again, right there. Everybody's international, and the international guys don't care enough, right?
Yeah,
Luka doesn't care. Joker doesn't care.
Giannis don't care.
Like they don't care enough. So we need a homegrown stud to take over. Now, Brandon Miller has a shot because Brandon Miller has a heel story, and I think he's the real deal. I think Brandon Miller's the real deal. I think he's like T-Mac unfolding right now, and I think he's going to have a longer arc than T-Mac. So Brandon Miller could be, but we need Brandon Miller to go against Cooper Flag. Like that's what we need. Like
or the Hornets to draft him.
Yeah, Cooper. We need you to show up, bro.
Please.
The league is resting on you.
Please. Like just skip Duke and just come straight to the Hornets.
Yeah, we need you to be good, bro. We need you to be really good.
What you got planned this weekend?
Not much, man. Working on behind the scene things, trying to get the pod up, trying to get our numbers up. Hey, appreciate everybody that's listening in on YouTube, listening in on Spotify. We do see it.
Facts.
I'd be so glad when this Eminem thing just dies down.
I don't think it's gonna die down. We did get our back kicked in. We got a 3-star review on Apple. Somebody called us the fake Joe Budden podcast, but his real concern was he called us the fake Joe Budden. My man, real concern was that I guess the last episode. Matter of fact, let me see if I got this just to piss off Mike. I meant to send it to you, but I just forgot.
I wish you would have sent it to me,
bro.
At least it's 3 stars though. 3 stars mean that they had enough hate that they tried to be objective. Like they wanted to give us a 1 star, but they knew it's not a 1-star pod. So I do appreciate you.
You know what? You are correct. I didn't even think of it like that.
I do appreciate you trying to be objective. Like I hate you, but the product's good.
Absolutely. So he wrote, hold on, because he said the title of his thing was, the title of his review is Needs Work. 3 stars. This show has so much potential. If only they could find their own identity and stop being modeling after the JBP. Also, with a platform, a voice comes with a certain amount of responsibilities, and these guys continue to perpetrate separation amongst the black community. Hold on, Mike, just breathe. As an African American of Caribbean descent.
Oh, there we go. There it is. There it is. And I don't even do the diaspora war. I love y'all. I tell y'all all the time, I love y'all. But I could not take my black ass to South Africa and tell them what to do in the African National Congress. I couldn't. I couldn't do that.
I told them to
all right. My bad.
As an African American of Caribbean descent, it's disheartening to hear that black Americans don't consider Caribbean people black.
We've never said that.
I know. That's why I was like, yo, what is going on? That is the most ridiculous thought I've ever heard from my people. Now, there are cultural differences that has nothing to do with being black. America doesn't get to dictate what blackness is in this world, especially when black people everywhere around this planet still suffer racial stereotyping and oppression from every other racial group. If we do not show unity amongst ourselves, the rest of the world will never really respect our people. Another issue with this show is that the hosts tend to lend to topics they clearly are not well versed on. This show has great moments. That's how we got them 3 stars. Hold on, great moments. When the discussion is familiar to the host, clearly. But other than that, some conversations just come off as low IQ. Both hosts are likable. Thank you. But some work is needed for them to get to the next level. This person's app store sucks for nicknames. That's the name of the person who wrote the thing. So yeah,
no, and look, I appreciate the review.
Let's get to the real issue. Why he upset?
because we asked for a delineation, and I said it didn't need to be an ethnogenesis for African Americans in this country. And look, this is an argument amongst African Americans, but it does need to be that, right? It's not saying that like, yo, we're discounted, but here's the thing, right? Everyone speaks of unity, and that's what African Americans have done in this country for the past 400 years, and especially for the last 100 years that we've been free, including the 100 years of apartheid, because we've only been free since like mid 1970s, right? So that's what 40 about 40 years of freedom, right? We've been the most inclusive of everybody, right? And then everybody gets here, use us. And then when they get to where they need to be ascended, they delineate.
Yeah.
They delineate. Why do I know where Kamala's from, right? If I say, hey, where's Kamala people from, right? Everybody's going to say where? India and Jamaica. If I say, hey, where Barack Obama people from? Everybody going to say Kenya, right? If I say, hey, where Cory Booker people from? Do you know?
No.
Sheila Jackson. Do you know her? Well, you might know Sheila Jackson because she's of Caribbean descent. But you know, if I say, hey, where's
bro, I had to convince somebody that Carmela was Puerto Rican.
Yeah, it's like you know, so
but it's
like,
funny.
You know, when everybody else gets to the top,
yeah.
It's like, yo, they do delineate. But to that point, right? I love when people make it and they're like, no, I'm black. I was raised here in America, right? Carmelo, for instance, right? You know, yeah, like, you know, it's like that's what if everybody was that, you'd get that unity. But when you start having black people that are saying no to reparations, when you start getting black people that are voting clearly against the interests of blacks, people. Right? Now we got to start digging in, and once we start digging in, we start seeing that like, oh, you're not like us.
What? See, I know you like the song.
I do like the song.
You know, my problem is like I hate being responsible for y'all, and when I say y'all, I'm talking about the lower 60% of black men. I'm getting tired of doing that.
Yeah, definitely the bottom third. Right?
I'm getting tired of explaining why these Nigerians is online being goofy. That shit irks my nerves.
It does, and again, right? Like Black Twitter, right? Black Twitter was an American thing, right?
Yes.
It was so wild that I wasn't even on Black Twitter.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Right, like 2008, like 2012, 2014, insane, right? I wasn't even right. It was a clearly like Black America, which is an African American thing, right? And then it grew and it became the diaspora, and then people started taking shots at the people that are creating culture, and it's like, yo, they're not wrong for saying, hey, I need to know where you people from, right?
Facts.
But that doesn't mean that you're not my family, right?
Facts.
You are my brothers, you are my sisters, you are my cousins. I do love y'all, right? But I could not, again, as an African American, I couldn't go to the Bahamas and tell them what to do.
No,
I can't go to Jamaica and tell them what to do. I can't go to, you know, South America and tell them, like, you know what I'm saying? I can't have an opinion. People are going to immediately point out, shut the hell up. You're an American.
Facts.
You don't know what's going on here. You don't know what's going on in my country, right? But for some reason, when the reverse happens, everybody feels like they can tell us what's going on in our country, right? Look, I'm put it like this. I was on somebody else's thread, not even black, right? Mm-hmm. And they were talking about like traveling and finding out where your people from and getting passports from origin home countries, right?
Yeah.
And they was like, yo, just this is literally a comment. They were like, just see where your grandparent or your great grandparents are from, right? And my response to that was, my grandparents and my great grandparents
from South Carolina,
all American.
Oh yeah, well mine's from South Carolina.
Mostly North and South Carolina, right? Like they're Carolinians, right? That's where all my people are from, right? Yeah. My perspective is different from this guy that grandparents are from Greece and Italy. Mm-hmm. His perspective is going to be different than mine, right? He has a connection to places that my only connection is American. Yeah. His only connection is not American, right? Mm-hmm. So that's all that individuals are saying, right? Which is why, to quote our brother Baldwin, why I reserve the right to criticize her. Mm-hmm. But hey, appreciate the 3-star review. Evidently, you listen to the deep cuts as well. So yeah, appreciate you there. Appreciate you being there.
Absolutely, I thought it was funny when I read it. I was so mad, and then once I got to the Caribbean part, I said, "Oh, I know what he upset about." I know why you upset. Look, man, I want to thank y'all for listening to 150. Shout out to NoGrease again, just for believing and supporting. We're gonna make you proud. And with that, we're gonna holler at y'all next time.
Holler at your boy.